Coach Dillion Shepherd. Yeah, Kaizer Chiefs development coach, Coach Dillion Shepherd. Just before we get to anything else, you are here at the Carling event. What are we doing here, Coach?
We are here with setting the dates of the final, the venue, and also to the All-Star team, the votes for the coach and for the players. Also you see the combination of experienced players with the likes of the DDC players, and then it's all about who's going to qualify for who's going to win the final, and then the voters can decide which players are going to be on the pitch.
I mean, this is a big one for you, Coach, but of course it comes with so many responsibilities. I'm a huge fan of development football, youth football. Firstly, congratulations on your DDC team for winning the derby over the weekend. You were not there, Coach Vela was not there. Of course, we're on doing international duty for the country. Beautiful stuff. As your senior rather as well. So, Coach, where does your headspace play around in terms of the large number of youngsters that we have in the country, linking it to this, that they're given an opportunity now to shine at a bigger stage?
Yeah, firstly, it's a great initiative from Carling Black, from Carling Black Label. Secondly, it's a huge opportunity because, especially with DDC players, they get to play against each other, and then we're trying to monitor the levels, but then they get an opportunity to play against a PSL outfit. And showcase their talents, and the players that got given the opportunities, you see now that also signal that they're ready to play at this level. So yeah, it's a great, like I say, great initiative, and good for us to see that our players can be playing at the top level.
Just the other week we were looking at your one of your youngsters in Fundo Vilagazi. We worked with him. He was celebrating his 20th birthday. The whole township, he did it the old school way of, bringing the whole neighborhood to come and celebrate with him. Child celebrities, child superstars. You were one of those at some stage. Coach, how do you keep them grounded, looking at where they are? I mean, about 7 of yours, or 6 or 7, they went to play in the World Cup just now. They came back to the country with Coach Vela, of course. How do you keep all these boys grounded, knowing very well that one wrong move, things can go south?
Yeah, I think it's part of life skills. I think it's part of education. And, as coaches, we constantly, like parents with them, and guiding them. Of course, it's not easy, with their social media presence and how they use social media, because that's all something that they have to be educated about. But, when they go off and especially at a club like Chiefs, where, they're the hype and they get blown up, it's about also teaching them a little bit of control, but then also teaching them that, listen, you only get to where you get is by performance, and that's a level of consistency, doing it week in, week out, and then also too knowing that where's the next level. I've reached this level. Do I have another level to go to? So those are kind of things that we install in the kids. Like I say, it's very hard to control. But if you see now the DDC level, you see those players come back into our outfit, and then you see the quality of their performances. You see the attitude, the body language. Players like Naledi and Thabo Tulani Mabaso, and you saw Kabelo and Khwesa, who they were with the first team in Holland. They came back down to the DDC, and they've been putting performance after performance. So that just shows the character and the attitude in the right direction, and we just got to keep harnessing that.
If you allow me to jump onto the next camp, you're one of the neighbors that you have within the PSL structures. Puso Di Tejan is one of those that, unfortunately, you missed out on taking into the first team. Of course, it was a matter of internal, disciplinary measures and all of that. Let's not go to that.
Yeah.
Seeing him grow this fast as a player coming from your hands, what does it say to you?
Yeah, I think Coach, someone like Coach Vela, he has to take huge credit. He came from the School of Excellence, and then, he was developed further. He came and trained a couple of times with the first team. Obviously we spoke about, we don't want to get into the issues because there's always two sides to a story. But I think it's heartwarming to see Puso doing as well as he is, because we always knew the talent was there. There was no question of the ability. But sometimes maybe a different environment, he needed to go there to achieve what he's achieved, you know. And it's good to see him. You know, not every player is going to play for our first team. That's the reality, you know. So you want to see him, and now that he's getting called up to Bafana, and that, we wish him all the best on his journey, and we just hope his trajectory keeps going the same way it is, because it's proud moments, you know, for coaches.
Which youngster are we looking out at, Coach? I mean, I'm looking at your captain in the DDC, quite sharp young man, even your goalkeeper there, and all of those youngsters. I mean, which ones can you say, look, here we have actually, because earlier on you said not all of them will get an opportunity to play professional football, although they're in a good structured team. How do you then get the conveyor belt going into the first team, coach? Just take us through that process, and are there any youngsters that you've already highlighted to say, Coach Vela, these ones are going?
You know, it's constant communication and meetings and reports, and that, you know, we sit down with the first team coaches. They always want to know how the players are performing. As you know, the three players that went with, well, four of them, obviously Aiden was one of them. They went to pre-season, you know, they've carried on with quality performances, you know. And like I said to them, with work ethic, with desire, with hunger, you know, with those ingredients, there's always a chance, you know. It's difficult to single out which other players, you know. I mean, you know, Naleli's also, he's done well, but, you know, he's had some injuries of late, so he hasn't been a consistent performer, but he's coming back to his best now. And, you know, if I go in, you know, if you look at, you know, the World Cup team, you know, you've got two strikers there, Nabil Kluka and Sean Els. You know, in the under 20 squad, you know, we had Takalani Mazamba, who you know, okay, he didn't play too many games, but, you know, he's going to soon be with the first team. So there's players there, but like I say, it's just that next step now, and the readiness, and when they get the opportunity, you know. So yeah, you know, it's difficult. Like I say, I don't really single out players, because I think there's still a little bit way to go, but it's going to be up to them to see if they can take themselves to the next level.
Just close it with the first team. They've done so well for themselves. Coach,
yeah.
The conversation has changed now. It's good to have Kaizer Chiefs within that conversation now, where we say they are league chasing Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah, no, and it's what we all wanted to see, you know. I think coming off the Nedbank win, I think the confidence and everything that's happened, I think, you know, now you see the team is playing well. You know, they're performing. A lot of the players that have come in and have made the team be better. So, you know, we hope that this long continues. We want it to continue, and I think, yeah, it'll be great if we can be there till the end and a shot for winning the league. We'll all be celebrating, that's for sure.
Coach Shepherd, thank you so much for your time. We'll have a more formal session, a lengthier session, because today it was just to touch base with you and say we see what you guys are doing with the development of Kaizer Chiefs players across the road. That's how they call it. At the village, across the road.
You either go left or you go right.
We see what's happening across the road, Coach. Keep it up.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome, Coach. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah.